This segment of the movie covers testing the Coinco. In this particular instance, we have a BA50B Validator. This is a mid-range vintage validator. The earlier ones were BA30. Some actually have longer control box. Basically, this validator is used in a lot of soda machines. It uses a high-level interface. So there's a lot similar. We'll be using this connector here with this pulse tester. This tester here is, if you're curious for an MDB tester, you can use this to test it, but for this particular video and this kit that we're covering, the tester, you're going to be using this connector. Before connecting the connector here, you'll want to locate the dip switches. In this case, I removed the bill box and I can see the switches here. Other Coinco, the earlier ones, what I would call the BA30Bs, they would have a gray or translucent box. Would be a little bit taller. In a lot of those, there's a window to get to the switches that you can remove by tape. On the very early versions, you actually have to remove the control board by undoing a screw and sliding out the board to get access to these switches. The reason you may want access to these switches is to turn on all the possible bill acceptance denominations. If you're going to do 5, 10s, and 20s, you need to turn those on. If you're only really worried about doing $1 bills, you may not need to change those switches. But in any case, these will control how many directions the bills are accepted and the denominations accepted. So I'm going to replace this bill box. I'm going to connect. This particular connector is a long straight connector with keyed pins. I'm going to connect that to this lower connector here. Then just to mount it, I like to put the validator so it's just in an upright position. Slide down the latch so it's held in place. For this particular validator, I set it to take 1s and 5s. Coinco validator is capable of taking bills in 2 directions. So the first few bills I'm putting in with the face up, the bill head facing this way. Just to make sure everything's testing well, it's smart to take the next bill, spin them around, and put them in this direction. All the bills are being accepted. This is working out good. I'll try a $5 bill. It's working good. As you're inserting the bills, you'll see this light on this Coinco validator. This red light actually stays on, and it's different than many of the other validators. When the notes are accepted, or when it takes this $1 bill, you'll see this light here will actually go dim. And it very quickly flashes and actually gets a little bit dimmer, and that's just how you're able to verify that the validator's working. If you were to put in a 5, it'll blink 5 times quickly, just to show that it's taken the $5 bill. And that's it on the Coinco BA Validator.